Hey everybody, my name is BlakJak. Welcome back to True Crime, Streets of LA. Last time we saved Jimmy Foo from a secret assassin, and this time we're going to be doing International Times, I believe is the title of this episode. We're going to be doing the whole episode. In between episodes, I managed to grab about 3 badges. As you can see, I have 95 points and 2 badges. Here's my 3rd badge. And the reason why I got 3 badges is so that I can drive around. Oh, this is a hostage situation? Okay, I can't just run up and punch him in the face. I gotta shoot him in the gun arm. But anyway, the reason... Oh, I got 15 points for that. That's pretty good. Oh, it's because I saved someone. That's right. I shot someone, got the 5, and then saved a person, got 10. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But the reason why I got the 3 badges is just so that I can have badges for when I'm driving around. For mission to mission, because you can find upgrades along the way, especially in like cruise missions when you're going from one point to another, and I'd like to just have badges. But the other reason is because downtown has a majority of your upgrades, like a lot of them, maybe like 9 upgrades in total, 3 for each, and it's just super duper useful to get rid of them, because a lot of the missions later on you're going to be on the opposite end of LA. You're going to be on like the west side. You're gonna be like towards Hollywood and whatever, the Santa Monica I think was one area too. So I just like to make sure that I grab as many as I can for those later areas when I'm only gonna be looking for 1 or maybe 2 the most upgrades in like a vicinity. So back attack is a really weird one. It's kind of finicky. So what you gotta do is you gotta wait for your target to spawn and then push the button, whether that's high kick, punch, or low kick. If you mistime it, Nick will aim at his opponent. He will never turn around, so you gotta break the thing properly. Also, I'm fairly positive that I hit a few more than just 4 of those guys. I should have like 6, so I don't know what's going on. So for back attack, I would just make sure to wait like half a second for Nick to realize that there's a dude behind him, just to make sure, because sometimes it doesn't always work. Sometimes you miss, and then Nick will punch the dude in front of him, and then, you know, it is what it is. What's the last one? Why are they so far away? That's insane. That's insanity.
Nice job.
Well, anyway, that was back attack. Not a super duper useful ability, if I'm going to be honest with you. Not like the most... It's not like an egregious ability. It's just an ability that doesn't matter. I think this is a really long load screen. I thought I cut this out. Maybe I did. Maybe it was longer. Load screens in this game aren't that bad. Oh, you know what it was? I remember now. I fucked up. Yeah, I fucked up. What ended up happening was I hit replay, and then I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. Let me exit. And I thought exiting meant like the store. It brought me back to the menu, and then I re-entered the game. That's what that was. Yeah. So now we're back near Hollywood. Oops. So we'll be tackling down the downtown crimes later. But on the way over here, I saw this really nice car, and this guy was nice enough to leave me alone and like swap cars with me. But the reason why I wanted to keep like a nice fast car on me is because we're gonna be tackling a street race intermission, and I want to have at least a fast car. I almost said smart car. A fast car on me for the time being. But as you can see from when I dropped in, which is where the main menu drops you in, going over to the mission, I happen to find another gun mission. Not part of my original plan, but hey, shit happens sometimes. I wanted to do all the ones in downtown that I could, but you know, having a few badges on me works. The flashlight doesn't seem useful, because what it does is it illuminates a dark area, but there are a few missions in this game that will be whipping out a gun in the dark, and sometimes keeping your pistols on you make more sense than grabbing like a shotgun or whatever. So, in other words, make sure to to get the flashlights. They will be really useful. Honestly, just get all the gun minor upgrades that you can, because they're all useful. Especially Hollow Point. Hollow Point makes this game super duper fun and easy, because you'll be blasting away people in one shot. And then there's just a point where, like, I don't want to risk shooting a casualty on accident, so I'd rather just not. Once I get to 10, keep the 10. Can't see, don't want to test it. You know what I mean?
Okay, LA.
Just know that the flashlights don't help during the sneaking missions, at all. So, just keep that in mind. I'm glad I picked up a flashlight. Now, also one more thing, the upgrades are all sequential, so like that gun upgrade could be Hollow Point if that's like the last one that you find. You see what I'm saying? Like they're all in order. Doesn't matter what gun upgrade store you go to. The store doesn't specify what upgrade it is. It'll give you the next one in the list. That it'll give you. So Hollow Point will always be the last one, no matter what store. Like if you go back to downtown at the end of the game after collecting 8 upgrades, the next gun store that you find will give you Hollow Point from like the beginning of the game. So it doesn't matter. Oh, I found another one. And so what ends up happening, and how I 100%ed this game realistically, is that while I was driving to each one of my cruising like green dots, I ended up finding all the upgrades. Like just, oh, pit maneuver. Okay, yeah, so pit maneuver I failed. We're not going to show that off just because I will be showing off how I actually did it. Now, I tried it and failed. I didn't have a badge to retry it, and I was like, fuck, that's a tough one. Pit maneuver definitely is. So what I'm doing is I'm just writing down what I remember specifically. Oh, that's what that green thing is. Did that guy just shoot me? What the fuck? I whipped out my badge and oh no, he punched me. Okay, it looked like he shot me for a second. And then he tried to steal a car. Sir, run away. Up and he's gone. He's gone. I can't get back there. This game just glitched a man through a wall and now I cannot shoot him. Insanity, and then I spent way too long trying to find him. So I gave up. I gave up on that man. He has bested me. He made it to the one spot that I was unable to. I don't know what happens, by the way, if you don't have enough money to buy, let's say, like a garage. You know, like not the garage, sorry, not buy a garage. When you want to repair your car, like I don't know if you, because it usually costs like 15 points. So if I have 5,
all the cool kids hang out.
this must be where all the cool kids hang out. That's funny. I don't know if it will let you do it.
Chief, how you doing? Looking good. Hey, Rosie. Why the long face, kiddo? Let me guess. You got yourself a new partner?
I don't mean any disrespect, but why Nick? The guy's nuts.
But he gets the job done, Rosie. Yeah, he's a bit rough around the edges, but growing up as an orphan would screw with anybody's head.
Come on, everyone's had it tough. So what?
Nah, not like Nick. First, his mother died. She was a dear soul. Then, his father, Henry, got fingered in a drug trafficking scandal and simply disappeared.
I've heard about this. Henry Wilson, right? No wonder trouble runs in the family.
Trouble. Nick's father was the best cop this city's ever had. And a dear friend of mine to boot. Internal affairs said Henry skipped town, but I never believed it, not for a second. Nick was heartbroken when his father vanished.
Well, it had to be rough on a kid. I give you that, but...
Hey, number 2. I'm on Chung like white on rice.
I'm not your goddamn sidekick, Kang. Just try not to shoot yourself in the foot, okay?
Now, that wasn't too hard, was it?
Don't push it.
Nothing like keeping a low profile.
Apparently, Christopher Walken is George.
Let's just see where you're headed.
And Gary Oldman's in this game too. I didn't know that. Although now that I know that, I hear it. But yeah, that's really fun. I didn't know that was Christopher Walken. Okay, so another mission I decided to deliberately not talk about because it kind of is the same thing as the sneaking missions is the tailing missions. So in the tailing missions, you drive a car behind another car, and your goal is to not be seen. So those question marks are your awareness meter. They are aware of you if it like fully goes all the way up. That meter below their car, that objective meter, if you are in the red, they will notice you. Doesn't matter if you're like a little bit in the red or all the way in the red, they will just notice you. Your goal is to be, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a white notch right in the middle, and then right before right before the red part, there's a gray notch. So you want to stay in between the middle and that gray notch as best as you can. That's like the perfect distance you want to be in. Because if you're below that white notch sometimes, and I don't think it's this one, they'll do it in this one, but in the later tailing missions, which there are quite a few in this game, or at least in the, well, I mean, there is a lot of them in this game, but like in the good storyline, the best storyline, the one that we're going to be playing through, there is quite a few in it. But if you are below that white notch, a lot of the characters will sometimes just speed down a road, and you'll lose them like super quickly. And this game can be kind of glitchy too, because sometimes I lose them right in the beginning when like the chase starts. Like they'll notice you immediately, or like they'll just drive away. I don't know how it works, but it can be a little glitchy. Stakeout gone bad. I don't remember this one. What mission's this one? Is this the fist fight? This might be the fist fight.
Look at all that loot. You should have rented an SUV. Hey, Rosie, cross-check Cypress Holdings. Hold on a second. Oh, shit, it's dim sum time.
Oh, it's the driving one. Yeah, and then the game makes it so that you change your car. I don't know why that is. And so I end up dying here because I wanted to show off that you can shoot at your car, at your takers. But I'm going to show you the best way to do this mission, actually. And that's simply, I mean, sure, you can, these missions you can just outrun your opponent. That's what you're supposed to do, technically, is to just outrun them. But what I like to do is I like to be a pompous douche nozzle and hopping out of my car after doing a power slide. Which, by the way, I didn't mean a power slide there. But sometimes what I like to do is I just, like, hop out of the car. And they have a harder time hitting me when they're driving like this. And I don't really have much of an issue hitting them. So I can just blast away, and eventually their car will blow up. But what sucks is that I lost my fast car, so I'm going to have to find another one. That kind of blows. They'll die in a second. It gets a little easier when you have better guns. But he's already on fire. You can precision aim. You can shoot out their tires. Speaking of precision aim, you can precision aim while in a car, too. So if you need to do like that, do that. Cars don't blow up in this game like GTA. Like their car doesn't explode and then that ruins your car. That doesn't happen in this game. Their car just kind of catches on fire and then that's it. But once you get to a certain distance away from your opponent, you win. And it doesn't matter if you shoot them out or whatever, so long as you just outrun them. That's it. That's all you need to do. And then driving to the spa is another cruising mission, which is easy because it's a cruising mission. Point 1 to point B. But now we're entering the spa, which is where the story kind of picks up.
Rosie. I don't even know who to hurt.
What else is new, Nick? Well, Cypress is a financial holdings company linked to the Russian mob. Even more interesting, Chang's limo was just spotted at Krim's Spa in Hollywood.
Thanks, Rosie. You know, you have the makings of a real detective.
Boom. Roasted.
Okay, LA, here I come.
Alrighty, so we're going to be heading down over to the spa, which we'll get into the next stealth mission. And the one that's kind of worth talking about because it kind of brings some of my gripes about the presentation in this game. In the first sneaking mission, it was actually relatively well lit. You can see things, so I think that's the other reason why I didn't want to talk about it on the review. Because I still have my agendas. Ooh, that's a nice car. Someone should steal it for you know, racing. No, 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 no. Let me steal. Motherfucker. Hell no. Get in the car, Nick. Come on. What are you doing? We need a fast car, bro. We're near the end of the mission. We need a fast car for this intermission. Alright, this bro doesn't understand what he just got himself into. I'm about to arrest him. Oh, he's a Russian mob. Oh, sick. I can actually arrest him. That's crazy. It'll be a seizure of assets. Or whatever that term is that cops do. I don't know nothing about police officers. Yeah, I was thinking about being a cop. Like I had that dream as a kid when people asked me like what I wanted to do, and I always thought my answer of ice cream truck driver was a little stupid, and I felt embarrassed saying that, so I would just say cop as like an alternative. It's actually a really nice car too over there to use for street races. Spa infiltration. Yeah, this is another sneaking mission. Long fucking loading time. Jesus Christ.
You have the right to soak in your own urine.
Okay. So, I have failed this mission a few times. And I don't know if I show off the first one. But what I tend to do in these sneaking missions is I don't really care about getting seen because it takes them a second to like spot you. So what I do is I just run up to them and punch them right in the face. I don't care if it's a man, a woman, or a fucking gimp. I don't care. I'll punch people right in the face. I don't discriminate. I just punch people in the face. I was gonna say like deviate. I was trying to find a word that rhymed with discriminate. So we're gonna walk over here to the right, but it's kind of hard to see. There are these buckets on the floor that will wake up the people laying down. See these guys on the floor that they'll lay down. They'll notice you if you touch like a bucket. And there's a guard over there. He walks around. He like turns around. He'll notice you from a distance. But what you can do is you can shoot him from a distance. He should have spotted me, but I got lucky. And we're gonna make it through. This is like the 4th or 5th attempt of this. Sometimes I fail these sneaking missions. But yeah, sneaking missions are the best to get moralities because that was like 5 people I just knocked out and I got moralities for them.
I was just looking to get a shiatsu, but on second thought, I think I'll pass.
Too late for that, comrade.
Well, just hold on to your towels, okay?
Yeah, bro, you gotta dress the part. I think I died here. So that's what that little cut was for. But the other thing, too, that I wanted to bring up is that this mission has an alternate intro, which we'll be seeing later. That if you get caught in the spa mission, you have a different intro where, like, you're beat up already and then you wake up and you're surrounded by dudes. And then if you lose this fight, you actually get a second alternate intro. So, like, winning and losing this game is actually really cool because there's really no bad way to play it. Even if you're bad at this game, like you fail a mission, you could always continue the story. You'll always end up continuing the story no matter what, which I really like about this game. It has like a nice little factor of replayability a little bit. But of course, if you play this game beautifully and get everything, you do everything correctly, you actually still can see all the alternate missions and all the other alternate introductions and stuff like that just by playing the game normally. So might as well just be the best and keep retrying stuff until you win. I don't know how I lost this, if I'm going to be honest with you. I think he got me with the headbutt. Because this guy has... This is one of those missions where it's like I made it to the end, but then I got my ass beat right at the end. And I'm like, I don't feel like showing you guys this fight twice. Because this guy has the annoying ability to like consistently block you. And like grabs and punches and stuff. And then he has this one move that like he does that he headbutts you and it does a lot of damage. So I think that's what happened is I got hit with a headbutt. And I think I just took a little too much damage. So like he'll hit you. But yeah. just blocks everything. Yeah, like I'm already down to half health. Like he kicked my ass the first time. I definitely remember this. Now he got me with the headbutt, which I got lucky he didn't whip out this time.
Guns are overrated sometimes.
Oh yeah, you can't whip out your guns in these missions either. Nick will say something like guns are overrated, or like I can handle this with my fists, or whatever. He has like a quote for trying to shoot people.
Well, Comrade John, I can't say I'm pleased.
Say cheese, boys.
Rocky, come on. I just made another delivery to Cyprus. That's 1.5 million for the week.
Yeah, it's too slow. We'll never launder all of it in time.
I can't push these shops any harder. Many of them aren't cooperating. We can punish only so many. Ancient Wu is most unhappy.
Screw the old man. Haven't you heard? The general is in town looking for your money. And that's bad news for all of us.
The general? He is your problem. We do the laundering and that's it. And I'm telling you, the cops are all over us.
Got that right. Hands up, nice and easy.
The idiot! I didn't know, I swear! That's the guy. Kill him!
Sick. So I like that Rocky jumps in the pool and then escapes somehow. And then we end up killing Chong. Now Chong kind of blows because this is his boss fight. And it's like the only real appearance of him. I always thought Chong was like the mob leader, but apparently he's like just an enforcer. He just does the laundering. He works for Ancient Wu, or with Ancient Wu, but Ancient Wu isn't like they're not just like they're not all like whatever. Like Chong, Ancient Wu's triad, Chong and Rocky are like the Russian. Well, I don't know if Chong is Russian mob, but Rocky's like the leader of the Russian mob. And I always thought it was the opposite. I always thought Chong was the leader. Rocky was an enforcer, but then Rocky becomes the leader because you kill Chong here. Like, I always feel like maybe I'm just bad at paying attention to stories in games while I'm playing them, but I always feel like this one in particular, like, it took me like 2 or 3 playthroughs or 2 playthroughs and like rewatching the cutscenes while editing and like researching and stuff for the review that that I realized like, oh, okay, this is what actually happened. I just misinterpreted it. Like sometimes I have that issue where like I misinterpret what happens in game, or like whatever. It wasn't like fully detailed. Like there's a character in this game called Misha, and maybe there's 2, could be a possibility, but I always thought it was a dude in a gray suit with a ponytail. Turns out Misha is the bald dude in like this colorful jumpsuit. We'll meet him later. And I just thought Misha was the gray suit dude this whole time. Maybe there's 2 Mishas. I don't know. Maybe it was an accident. But here's Chong. Chong's gonna show up with like a super strong weapon. He actually missed all of those shots, so I got pretty lucky there. But he's just a regular enemy. Just shoot him. Yeah, I fought the law and the law one. That's funny. But that is the end of International Ties. So we're going to be doing the bonus cruise mission. Now I happen to have a fast car. Okay, so if you don't have one, stick around Hollywood. You can find a pretty decently fast one. If you want to do the first street race like I do, I recommend getting the first gun first because it'll help you with the shooting in episode 2. And then in episode 2, I recommend finding a fast car. Now, I skipped the first intermission, cruising, and I ended up doing this, but I still did fine. Finding a fast car in Hollywood is probably the best route anyway, so maybe if I were you, probably get the guns for the first 2 and then get a fast car in Hollywood to do the first street race. But I happened to do things pretty well. I got kind of lucky in this playthrough, I'm not gonna lie to you, for some of these street races up until... Not street races, the time missions up until I got the first car. Because once you do the street race, everything else just kind of becomes easy. Like the time trials become more manageable with the faster cars. Not all of them, because there's some that you'll be car locked via story reasons. Like there's this one in the bad ending where you had to use like a box truck to make a really strict time limit, and that one was hard. That one took me like 6 tries to do, but yeah, for most of them they're not too bad. So we're going to be getting the 69 muscle car. This would be a nice car that I'd want. The car in the first place, the top left one, that's the one we're going to be winning. And now the street races I really like in this game, and I kind of wish GTA did it. I don't much care for checkpoint races where you have to go to a checkpoint. I prefer having like having an open map like this and then just make it to the end. And this one is timed, but I never really felt the pressure of the time because the other racers will make it to the end before the time limit anyway. And I think the time limit's just there for in case like no one makes it to the end. Like the game will just reset the mission, if that makes any sense. Like because you can make it to the end of the race and you'll have like 30 seconds left before the end of the race, but like a lot of the times the other racers will beat you to the end, like to make it to the finish line before you. Now what I like to do is I like to stick in my directions. I go all the way north until the little green arrow goes to like either my left or my right. And when it's like around the middle area, I turn in that direction. And then I just do the same thing. I go in a straight line until it's about the middle. Honestly, I'd probably keep going a little more, but I decided to turn a little early. And as you can see, like the guys, they're not that far behind me. So like 30 seconds, we're near the end of the race already, but like they're also towards the end. It's right there. And they're like not that far behind you. Like it can be kind of tough, especially with Nick's first car. The first car is not as fast as the 69 muscle car. They'll get here much faster than you. But once you beat the street race, you actually get the car, and that's super duper duper useful. But I do recommend grabbing a fast car, like in Hollywood, to do that mission. Anything with like a wing is usually pretty fast. And after Chapter 3, we unlock a bad ending. Now, there is a morality cap. If you don't have 12 morality points by the end of Chapter 3, you're locked into the bad ending. And you have to gain morality to continue on the good story. But we're fine. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.